NIP removed Inferno, which is interesting for NIP. I thought they might be a bit mentally scarred on Casual.
Yeah, and what, I don't know, this is probably completely uninteresting for anyone other than myself, but I brought up the veto process from when these teams met in Katowice. Of course, these guys met last year, another best of one, same rosters, and the veto process was identical, except Fnatic banned the maps NIP are banned, and NIP banned the maps Fnatic are banned. Fun facts for you.
Isn't that changed?
It's completely flipped on its head. Yeah, that's it. That's the top tier analysis I'm here for. There is no doubt NIP need a flying start in Katowice just to get the wind beneath their sails, not getting to the major. Poor performance and disappointing for them over in Vegas, and now they stand here in Katowice desperate to put a big result on the board and perhaps even a trophy in the cabinet. Two here are thinking Fnatic might just take it like they did last year here in Katowice. We'll check in with your casters though. It's my pleasure to introduce both Moses and Pansy, who are going to be guiding you through our first game.
I'm joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. Jason Moses, how you doing?
The living legend.
Yeah, the living legend in comparison to the dead ones.
Yeah. How we doing here?
We are finally live into this one. So we Fnatic on the T side, NIP on the CT side to start off IEM Katowice 2017.
Flush is so far back, so if Forrest continues on this route, that could be where he gets caught off guard, and this is going to be a big duel. Oh, wow! There it is, starting these out so nicely.
But it's forced Fnatic to make a bit of a move now, and it looks like they're kind of, I guess, tendering towards A at this point. Pit is the only man standing towards the site. Everyone else is kind of working their way over, playing a little bit on the retake. Get Right playing Highway, Exist by Truck. But the bomb's going to go down, planted for main, and it's a 5v4 retake now. And NIP are running out of time here and options already. Forrest gets his head taken off, and there we go. Finally a bit of a bite back. Exist is the one doing it. They do have a kit on Freiburg, so he's down to JW, and he knows the lineup. He's going to do it! JW with 2 big kills. He's buying time perfectly. But now the defuse again Exist. Holds it down. It's his only option. And JW's was, well, to take off his head. I guess the alarm bells are going to start ringing for Fnatic. Exist just got a kill, Pit got one earlier, and I'm pretty sure Forrest is there. Okay, we need to start focusing maybe towards these sites, and Get Right just playing towards that MBK corner. Did let Olofmeister out, and he does not need to be let off the leash, because look at him go. Just already finding 2, claims the site himself. Flusher holding the angle, waiting for that push to remain. Exist might fall into this trap, and he does. Now it's the 1v1. Flusher against Forrest. Well, he doesn't quite go into the doorway, but it will at least stop the run out, and now the defuse full as you like. Flash comes in, but Forrest doesn't move, and it doesn't matter. Flusher swings out, gets the job done. 48 seconds, and it does look as though it is time to go, but Pit waits. He waits so patiently, he takes down one, executes Olofmeister, but there's nothing more to be found. Maybe go a little too early on that, and it's down to Freiburg on the side. The crossfire not in place, but it's Forrest around the back on the flank. Now it's a 2v2, but Dennis will not relent, and now it's down to Forrest. Mollied out Flusher, that works, that's the bomb. Forrest has to be so on point here, and it's such a gamble. Which corner will Dennis be waiting in? Forrest just has to guess, make his choice, and stick with it. Here we go, it's Dennis! And already the push comes in, but the cross was being watched this time. No easy push through, no sneaky play through that forklift. It was straight through the site that time, and Exist was there waiting. And the flash is still being retained by NIP, but the problem is Crims now finding Exist. It's a 3v3, but they need to make this hit count. Fnatic is starting to, I guess, tighten the noose, but Get Right's having none of it. He's still on the site, and finally we see him fight back. That's 3 this round. And Crims,
it's not
known for his AWPing. It looks like a B-split so far, but Exist gets the information. That's perfectly fine. That's all you need at this point, but he re-peeks into it, and the nade just completely denies him.
That's the danger of that fight, and there goes Freiburg. Peeks out from Checkers. Forrest waiting. There's 1 kill, but they know where he is. He cannot find a second until just now, but he is taken out. Down into a 2-on-2, and control of the B bomb site goes over to Flusher and JW.
That could have been so much worse. Yeah, that's not the nade you want to be doing, but still, it is that 2v2, but JW's got the angle on Get Right. That'd be a huge adjustment. If he can hit it, he can't. And now Pit left in one of those situations you just don't want to be in. Playing back in with the AWP, never going to be easy, especially against that.
He was the critical player that really allowed Fnatic to establish the economy early on in this half and just kind of steamroll it. And now just look at this, pick up the pace. Get Right gets caught out by a flash. He thinks that smoke is going to cover him, and it's not.
And it's just relentless from Fnatic. They are not easing off the pedal at all. Olofmeister is the executioner right now.
And this is the same style that made Fnatic the best team in the world for such a long time, is once they had that advantage, then it almost, some of the plays they make just feel like arrogance. Coming through that smoke with 1 flashbang catches the defense off guard, and then everyone is available for fights. It's not about playing smart, it's not about playing for the post plant, it's about just getting on top of the boxes in the bomb site and dominating your opponent into submission.
Bomb plant, round on the board, this sounds like a bit of a rinse and repeat, and well, Freiburg will at least get a little bit of bank in the pocket and deny a couple of players. Yeah, this is rough. And you see them, they can't commit to one site particularly, they're going to have to gamble and go towards A, but it is the right choice at this point. Pit and Exist are the first 2 on the scene, but a scout and the UMP. Not ideal, but it can be made to work, and Pitt's going to do just that. He'll at least find one, and time is starting to tick. 7 seconds left. This has to be a proper plant. There can be no hesitation, and the retake comes in, but surely they're going to win it. No! Flusher's still alive and kicking, and he closes. What a shot from Flusher. That is filthy, my friend, and Fnatic just look phenomenal so far.
I mean, this is the we could talk all we want about NIP not getting the start they wanted, but this is that scary Fnatic. That's very reminiscent of it. Now it is against an opponent who's had their own struggles, so we'll have to see what it's like going forward. But this is what made Fnatic. The individual plays were there, the subtle teamwork, the hive mind was there for Fnatic, and the clutches were just brutal.
Play, and we are underway in the second half, so we can get this one on your screens and ready to go. It's already a quick smoke, I can imagine, can be put down towards mid, and it looks like NIP just want to get this one started. A massive split towards A about to come in. 3 players straight through mid.
Well, they're about to run into 3 players at the A bomb site for Fnatic. Yeah, this could get ugly. There's Crossfire set up. Force wins the initial, and there's Exist as well. Are they going to expect JW? They didn't, but he can't land anything, and when you have so many Glocks coming at you like that, and now look at NIP just in the open, taking these fights and winning them. This could be a clean sweep for NIP. Still a long way to go for them, but no chance of Dennis, who is probably the best pistol player we have in the world, but this is too tall of a task.
They need rounds on the board, Jason. If this is what they have to go to, this is where they're going, all right?
Overall, a nice job from NIP. The opening kill onto Olaf, the smoke wall to kind of pull a little bit of the defense away.
That's what I want to see from NIP. Those molly hits that we've seen become a little bit classic for them now.
Yeah, and even though it's an anti-eco or anti, a little bit of a force buy, if they don't use those Molotovs, that could be a loss. 2-on-2. This is a round that Fnatic has a great chance of pulling back into their favor. There is no kit, but get right. Flusher's not expecting that whatsoever. And it's Crims. He is dangerous in these scenarios, but again, no kit. He's got to do this quickly.
Utility is still with Crims. He's not got much time though, and he's going to go for the smoke on the bomb and just go for this. He fakes it out, goes back in, and again, comes off it, but Get Right does not let this slip. Finally, we see that solid player coming through. 2 big kills towards the end there for him. All these steps, that's nice for him to be trickled back through the information now pouring through the Fnatic side, but Exist is going to find it, but now Olafmeister has to make the impact happen with the AWP. Uncharacteristically there, missing a shot, and it does allow for the trade to come through. Forest now, with Exist, all pouring through towards the side. Bombs there, bombs going down.
And the save call's already made. Nicely done from NIP. They find Dennis, and that just leaves Olaf in such an awkward position as that smoke fades. That's the danger of that spot that Dennis is playing.
Much in this game if he's going to underperform, but see if it comes through. In the end though, JW been kind of reminded there is presence towards A main, and a step out from Forest, easily playing into the hands of JW there.
Yeah, there's the pick, and meanwhile, Olaf got pretty aggressive out towards B and spotted nothing. The timing wasn't with Get Right, but there's Freiberg. The response into mid, Crims falls. This leaves a big gap in the defense. They're going to have to be careful. 2 at A, and the defense is split. Dennis is very passive, and there's one more kill from Exist. They're going to start coming into this A bomb site. Flush has got to do work behind this smoke.
Flusher, what can you do? He's holding the very, very edge, but Exist again, providing massive kills, but look at the HP it's low, but Dennis can do nothing but die, and Pitt Freiberg will secure the round.
Flusher, here's that CZ again, and he gets 1. He's got to reload, and he has plenty of time. There's no trade coming in, so they can delay this a little bit.
Oh my god, Flusher.
Yeah, almost was able to do it. The AK stops him, though.
He's a terrifying player. Here comes the plays, and JW is still in position. Timing, waits for that 3rd second, goes back in. Oh, that was close, but now the mollies come raining in. This becomes a problem. A well-constructed hit, but it doesn't matter when GW is still doing that through smoke. Now, 3 players remain for the T side here. Exist to snuck his way towards the site, but there's problems left, right, and center. Alleviating some of that was Freiberg. There's the follow-up, 33 seconds, and Exist comes alive. That's 2 big kills, leaving JW to handle it all. 1v3, 27 seconds, and just too much on one man's hands. JW is playing on a knife's edge here, just waiting for a bit of a play to come through, and here we go into the Lion's Den, and you don't expect to not get a couple of claw marks on you, and there we are. Forest, Get Right, find the kills, and now Olafmeister, can you do anything?
There's no money for the Fnatic side. They want this FAMAS. It's essentially the only rifle they'll have in the next round. So 14-15, NIP coming back from 2-13 in the first half to play for overtime. They have plenty of utility as well. You imagine this is just going to be another one of those executes where they can stay pretty safe in A main, just going to throw everything they've got. Molotov's out towards NBK corner, Molotov out towards quad, and there's one in the site as well. All of Fnatic funneled back behind these Molotovs. The hit is here, but everyone from Fnatic is here. Can they win this? There's Dennis with 1, but trades are coming out. Meanwhile, Flush on the flank almost does it. Crims, he's got a FAMAS. No one you'd want in a 1-on-2 more to win this match. There goes Get Right into a 1-on-1. Forrest is the last one left. 8 seconds left on the clock to bring his team into overtime. Crims now knows where he is. 5 seconds. Forrest has got to hurry this one up. Flashbang is out. Crims just trying to play the time, and he's going to do it.
Oh my god!
Crims just ruins the day of NIP. The comeback all the way down to lose it like that. Nothing more Fnatic than that round win.
I am left without words.